So
and collect full salary
so 4 years
in a row.
4 years in a row with no ice until Tallinn.
Until Tallinn, yeah. Normally it's solid frozen. And when I was a young kid, 30, 40 years ago, let's be honest, 40 years ago, even the sector from Helsinki to Stockholm was solid frozen. And you could drive by car to Sweden, but not anymore. And this winter, only 10% of the Baltic Sea was frozen. And this is the first time in 150 years that so little of the Baltic Sea has been frozen, which is bad news in many ways. So
Absolutely.
it affects the climate. On the right side is the last of the coal the city of Helsinki has promised to use. It was a little mountain 2 years ago, and it kept getting bigger and bigger, but then because of the voters, Helsinki municipality promised that they will get rid of it and there's no going back. So they will consume that, and then after that it's clean energy for Helsinki.
You guys are great.
But there is a price to pay. But Finnish people are very environmentally friendly, and even for foreigners. So if an American teenager wants to come and study in English in Helsinki University, it's free of charge. You only pay $70 a year student registration fee.
I think you convinced them. So. Luis, now you feel that all your story was one big mistake, right? On another hand, guys, $70, it's a big money.
It's written in our constitution that education is citizens' right and should not be based on commercial status or value. Same applies to healthcare. That's something you guys won't like. No junk food allowed in Finnish schools.
No, I think that's good.
No burgers, no pizzas, no sodas,
Believe me.
no sweets.
We all need the school method. Terrible. You know how bad.
Finland also has probably the toughest integration program in European Union for immigrants. That means that we don't just give immigrant status like that, like Merry Christmas. But instead what we do is, if you immigrate to Finland and you don't speak Finnish in any shape or form, you can enroll in Finnish language courses run by the government, and the studies take place in various language schools all over Finland. And I just closed this for a little while because of the air conditioning. And the first 1 year after you immigrate to Finland, you can study Finnish, and the Finnish government pays you 700 euros a month salary to do that. They pay you so that nobody can say after 5 to 10 years in Finland, I don't speak Finnish because I didn't have money to go to the classes. So problem solved. First 1 year, the Finnish government pays you 700 euros, but you have to attend. So if you are absent, the money is taken away from you. So all the immigrants normally they attend these courses, and in 1 year you can become semi-fluent in Finnish language because you pretty much study it 5 to 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. And but at the same time you also study Finnish history and social studies about the Finnish culture and lifestyle and our values, that you understand to which kind of country did you immigrate to, that you understand why we behave in a certain way that the rest of the planet thinks we are crazy. And and this makes the immigrants integrate into the society with the least amount of problems than any other European Union country. You don't have to go further than Sweden, and they have nothing but problems with immigrants. They have areas where the Swedish police don't even enter.
Yep.
But in Finland we don't have that. We also have rules and regulations when it comes to residential areas, that they mix and match ownership apartments and rental apartments. Not that suddenly one area of the city becomes only low-cost rental apartments, means then all the immigrants will migrate to that suburb and create their own community with their own supermarkets and stores and shops and talk their own languages. And they never get integrated into society. And now when they did last winter, they were doing, because we have big immigration debate in society, and they were doing the poll. The people who are the most against immigration in Finland are the current immigrants living in Finland at the moment.
Yep.
Because they don't want more immigrants, because they are very happy what they got. They don't want suddenly million immigrants coming here and the whole social economic system collapses because of the under pressure. So they are very happy as okay, let's keep it that way. Close the borders right now. We are happy here as it is. Well, I mean, we are part of Schengen, so once you enter European Union, you can come and go as you like. But in Finland also, I don't know why we always play the language card and we get away with it. And we say that if you want to find a job in Finland, you have to be able to speak Finnish. But in many other countries, they just say, okay, if you can manage a little bit in English, not even fluently, the job is yours. But in Finland, no. They say, you don't speak Finnish, don't even think about living here. So most of the immigrants actually study Finnish and they learn Finnish and they get jobs and they are happy about it.
And you have to pass the test for citizenship.
Citizenship, you have to both written and speaking and comprehension. But we don't impose crazy questions like who was the first president of Finland kind of crap, because even the Finnish people don't know that. So it's just the logical things, like what is the legal age limit to get married, or things like that, or when can you obtain driving license and things like that. After 5 years you can apply for citizenship after living 5 years permanently in Finland. At that time, Finland had a shortage of construction people when the airport was under construction. So they came up with a solution. Hey, nearby there is a big prison. let's put the guys to work, and we pay them minimum salary, and they built it.
When was it?
That was in 1960s. But there are some refugees, not immigrants, but refugees who, once they realize the Finnish system, to give you an idea, last winter alone, more than 1,500 Iraqi and Afghani refugees returned back to their home countries, and they even paid for their own flight tickets to go back instead of staying in Finland.
Why so?
Because they realized that, okay, fine, if you want to find a job, you have to learn Finnish, you have to attend the language courses. They thought you can just come over and say, hi, here I am.
Okay.
But then they realized that it's not that easy. I don't know if you have these sound walls in the United States. These are very popular in Finland to increase the real estate value. Because this road was built after this residential area. On the education front, the latest news, which was decided earlier this week by the Ministry of Education, that starting from September there will be more than 120 schools in Finland that will start to introduce the first foreign language to the children already from the first class, from age 7. So when they attend their first class at school, they can have the option to study, besides Finnish, English or Swedish or German.
And there are choices, right? So
there are choices.
Parents can choose.
Yeah. Most of the kids choose English, of course. But
do you have a lot of people from other Western countries coming to live in Finland?
Especially from UK, Germany, Sweden, Estonia. But even then, way less than 8% of the population of Finland are immigrants, or even second generation immigrants. Makes it the lowest number in European Union. I don't know if it's the impossible language or the weather or what. I don't know.
Is winter tough?
Here in the south, I don't know if you consider -5 centigrade tough, but I mean,
no,
it's not tough. But Lapland is tough. There it's -20, -30. That's normal. Okay, now we are coming to the bridge here right in front of us, and we enter Vantaa. And there is a little river here now. And we just come to the bridge right now, and now we leave Helsinki behind, and just now we entered Vantaa, the green sign there, Vantaa.
Okay. But what is your opinion? You know, I'm interested how Finns actually take foreigners, because I heard that it's quite difficult to be integrated in everyday life, and
Very difficult. I mean, we are already difficult to each others. So if a southerner moves to northern Finland or a northerner moves to southern Finland, you know, it's very difficult. And it's because of our nature. We are quite shy. Don't think about me. I'm also Finn, but I'm definitely not shy. But majority of the Finnish people are very, very shy. So much so that it borders them being rude. People thinking that they are rude because they're so shy. But once you make friends with them, they are friends for life. So we are not very easygoing like in other countries. They say, oh, when you come to our country, please visit us. You say that to a Finn. You live in the United States. Let's say you mentioned something, Portland. Okay, you live in Portland, and you say, when you come to Portland, please visit us, you know, blah, blah, blah. 1 year later, there's a knock on your door, and there is the Finnish family on
They
your
show
door
up,
saying,
exactly.
here we are, you told us to come.
Yep.
They take it literally, and
Yes.
and we also, when we say something, we mean it, you know. So, and it applies like, there was a friend of mine who gave a good example that, let's say, for example, if there is a Spanish girl and asks from her Spanish boyfriend, oh, look, I bought this lovely outfit or whatever. What do you think about it? The Spanish guy will automatically say, oh, it looks lovely on you. Even if it looks terrible. That's how Spanish are. But then comes a Finnish girl and a Finnish boyfriend. And, you know, the girl asks the same question. The Finnish guy doesn't like the outfit. The guy will look at the girl and said, are you out of your mind to buy that? we don't try to please. We are honest. You ask us opinion, we give you one. That's it. Don't expect any diplomatic stuff, you know, from us. You will get the plain truth. Nothing but the truth. So help us God. And that makes us very weird people in Europe.
But it's so much easier.
It's so much more easier.
Man.
You don't have to pretend. No, you are just yourself. That's it. And it applies to everyday life. Last time when we had presidential election 7 years back, it ended up that we had two candidates, a seasoned politician who was 65 years old with a 40-year-old wife, and then the other candidate was a 55-year-old very seasoned politician who is openly gay and married to his gay partner who is from Ecuador. Even then he got more than 1.1 million votes, the gay guy. And you know, because Finnish people don't care what politicians do in bed. We are not interested. We are interested what you are running for, you know, in a political way. That what things are important, and you know how you're gonna represent us. But when it comes to politicians' private lives, we just couldn't care less.
But look, may I ask you, if you know what? If we ask about any taboos, so something what is totally inappropriate in the society, are any, you know, obvious things we better know about?
We don't really have taboos. When I really seriously try to think about any taboo issues, well, I tell you, the easy way to get Finnish people to talk is start to talk about the weather.
Okay.
Then they will talk non-stop. Or start to talk about the Second World War and the Russians. Then you're gonna get yourself going. No end in sight. Absolutely. We are a small country, you know.
Yeah.
So we were hit hard, but we don't mind. But of course we are trying to forget it now, but you know.
Yeah, but you did great.
Yeah, we did great compared to our adversary, you know, so. And now the politicians are actually making a joke about it. About 10 years ago, there was a Ministry of Foreign Affairs was asking that, okay, which European Union country has the smallest army? And one politician replied back and said, it's Liechtenstein. It's a very, very small country. I don't know if you even heard about it. And it's in Central Europe. And our Minister of Defense reply was, let's go and invade them. Because that's the comparison between Finland and Russia and Finland and Liechtenstein. So, okay,
Yes.
since they're so small, let's go and invade them, you know. And here we are, Helsinki
Okay.
International Airport.
Outstanding trip.
Yes.